Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you my secret ingredient for today. Miss Xayla, Trinity.
Thank you, DJ Kevin Stew, for having me on your Stew Pot show.
Listen. It is the Saturday Stew. Welcome to the Saturday Stew. I noticed you've been out of touch for a little while, but I understand you've been flying around.
No,
So,
I know it is Saturday Stew. I was just, playing with you a little bit, Hello. And hello to everyone who has joined, of course.
they're always here. There's the Reggae Global family. Say hello to the Reggae Global family.
Reggae Global family, this is Xayla Trinity. I am really happy to join the family in this way as Xayla Trinity. And I'll explain that later on in the show. Why is it that I'm new? I'm not new, but I'm new.
She not new, but new and improved. That's what we're gonna work with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Up leveled.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. Level up.
That's right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as I make a quick little adjustment here, because I like making adjustments and things looking a certain way. There we go.
And yes, please forgive me. I'm making some as well.
I don't know what adjustments you're making over there. No more adjustments for you. I make all the adjustments around here.
I'm sorry. I'm in your hands, sir.
Yes, like potty.
No, with trust. With trust. I'm very discriminating about who I do that with. So, you're special already.
Of course. Xayla Trinity, fly. I introduced this song last week to everyone, to the Reggae Global family, and
thank you.
I believe they liked it.
You believe what?
I believe they liked it.
They liked it.
Yes, I believe so.
Time will tell,
Yes.
Record sales and all.
And all.
I'm kidding.
Considering that you're giving away free downloads on your website and all, but no worries. Record sales will tell.
That is not really the first or the most important thing, really. But it is important, but it's not the most important. Not for me.
What is the important thing for you? In fact, before we even get into the most important thing, let's figure out who Xayla Trinity is, so that we can really get to understand the most important thing to you. Or maybe you should answer the question to give an idea of who Xayla Trinity is.
You want me to answer who I am? That's going to take too long, because I'm multidimensional. So
I figured
it's I'm a very like many of us, we're deep and complex and full of colors and shades and versions. It depends on the perspective you're coming from. So maybe you need to ask me more specific questions. Okay, Xayla Trinity, the singer that has just launched Fly, I can answer that. Would you like me to?
Oh, by all means, because I saw you get a nice little write-up in the Jamaica Observer yesterday, and that was kind of cute. It was kind of cute.
It was more than cute. I was honored. Like, it's the chief executive editor that wrote the article. I was like, okay, all right. Sometimes you have to it's about perspective. I want to go to his perspective to see what is it that he's seeing of me. Yes. So it was really an honor. I don't want to use the word humble, because I don't want to give the idea that of lowliness. I am in deep modesty and true honor, loving what he did for me. So I definitely blessed it.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about who who Xayla Trinity. They In the article it talks about the metamorphosis is now complete, and
Yes.
you came out with this song "Fly," and we know butterflies to go through the whole metamorphosis process. So
Mm-hmm.
tell us about Xayla that was the caterpillar that led to this butterfly that is flying around, because you had to be coming from somewhere to get to this point.
Well, as the caterpillar going into the cocoon, I was first performing as Tina Simone, which is my government name, first name and middle name. And it's not that I wanted to discard it because something is wrong with my name.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. My government name. I mean, I was named after Nina Simone, which was an honor.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time of being caterpillar and going into the cocoon, Tina Simone. And I was performing. I started performing, well, as a solo contemporary artist, because performance started for me in church and then on stage in the classical theater and even musical theater. And then, after a little nudge, I'll tell you about that later, I decided to try contemporary. Frankly, it's because I overhear some people say she can't do nothing but Negro spiritual. And I was like, like,
wait, somebody actually
that
said that to you?
a little nudge. I'll tell you about that later. I saw that as a gauntlet, like they throw down the gauntlet, like really. They didn't even know that I heard them, but it's like, let me try it. And so I started a couple years ago, not to date myself, and was doing corporate performances. I performed at Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival when we still had it. Yes, it's not as consistent as before.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did my full-length show, yes, called Metamorphosis. Because for me, the songs that I was going to sing, which would have included my originals as well as other well-known songs from fantastic singers, I just saw that at the time as a change from the type of singing I was doing in theater onto the contemporary stage. But then, simultaneously, what was happening for me was another metamorphosis in another sphere, in another dimension, which is exploring my spiritual nature, really getting authentic about what it is that I wanted to be, because I didn't think that I was being true to myself. I grew up in a church and I was doing church well, but I didn't feel connected with God, source, Jah, Allah, whatever name you want to put on. So while I did Metamorphosis, the show, I went straight into the cocoon. So, I withdrew. And after a couple years, whatever, and encountering the name Xayla, which is for another another moment in this interview, I have now come back to where I ought to be, but much stronger, much more resilient, much more focused in terms of what my intentions are regarding music and who I want to be. And here I am. And therefore, one of the singles that I have, because I'm working on the album Metamorphosis, I figured it was the best thing to do is to release the first song, Fly, because that's exactly what I feel like I'm doing. I'm flying. And I think a lot of people can relate to my journey.
Yes. So, hence the Fly as the first.
Yes.
And it was mentioned also in the article that this is going to be a part of a complete project, an album. So,
yes, sir.
So you're flying out of the blocks with this as as your single, which was released on Lucky Friday the 13th, yesterday.
That's right. Lucky Friday the 13th. In African cosmology, 13 is a lucky number, not unlucky.
Well, it hasn't been unlucky for me, I can tell you that.
Neither for me, because look at that article that came out.
Yes.
It was just such a wonderful first. You know, I will definitely release other songs, but it's nothing like the first. It will never come again.
Yeah. Well, it is not the first song from you that I have played,
No.
but it
As
is.
Tina Simone.
But it is your first official single release, and
Yes, it is.
and it is your first as Xayla Trinity.
First beginnings. Yes, indeed.
So, where are you looking to go? Because if this is the first, we know that there are some other things that are lined up. What is it that you're looking to, or where is it that you're looking to take us to? Where do you want us to fly with you to?
Two. Well, it's not a matter of me wanting anyone to fly with me. I want to, where I'm going is, as I mentioned, it is a project. So the entire album is about the name, Metamorphosis. So it will tell the story of the journey, things that are personal to me and things that I have observed and learned with others. And so what I really want is for other people to become their own butterfly. And even if you have done this transition, which is really being the best version of yourself, you know. Some of us are on the road, some of us haven't started, and at whatever point you are, there is going to be a song that you can relate to on the album. So I want to be the example and the reference point for even persons who have not yet encountered the notion that I can soar higher than where I am. So I want to encourage, you know, like you're the butterfly, but you want the rest of the other butterfly to fly with you. I don't want anybody to be, you know, it's not about come on my journey. Come, you know, look at my journey and have it inspire you to your own journey. Which for me, I call everything and I encapsulate it in this term, empowerment music. That's my genre, by the way, empowerment music. So that's what it is about. Sharing
that
an example.
That's interesting. In empowerment music. Well, for one, this track, Fly, it is empowering. I'll definitely give you that. It is empowering. And just listening to the words of it, it actually is one of those light songs that it's not heavy, it's not difficult to listen to. It is not the kind of song that it stops you negatively. It's the kind of song that stops you so that you can reposition yourself to move up and move on. It's the kind of song that as you recognize that you are moving, you feel lighter and you feel stronger.
Oh gosh, that's exactly the purpose, the idea. The few persons that I am allowed to listen to it before the official release, I realized they all had the same general response, which is, I want to just fly, I want to just soar. And it is so gratifying to see that the intention has translated and is making an impact, because that's exactly how I want people to feel the vibe of the song, to elevate, to lift, yeah, bring you higher. There are so many things going on around us now that brings us down.
Right.
I don't necessarily we don't want to add to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need any help actually. So it's gratifying to hear the response.
So with a song like Fly, what was the
Mm,
as you were penning this song, because you wrote this song, right?
yes.
Hence the credits being given in the article. What was it? It was singer songwriter, and then down
Mhm.
towards the end, you had life coach.
Oh, but you forgot the co-producer and the co-executive producer as well.
Okay,
But yes.
yeah. Well, there's those two. So okay, so that is more than three.
And author. Yeah.
Yeah, but oh, so yes, so there's the songwriter and then there's the author. And then as it
Mhm.
relates to the music business as pertaining to this project, and I guess the others that you will do along with it,
Mhm.
co-producer and co-executive producer.
Yep.
I like it. So you're pretty much taking things into your own hands.
Yes, definitely so. And it's not that all the projects will be that way. I am very aware of what I'm competent at
Mm.
and what I don't know. And so, especially since I dabble with more than one genres of music, there are persons who would be better off being the full producer of it based on their level of experience, etc. So this particular project, yes, is my baby. And you're exactly how it was supposed to be. It's supposed to sound, and of course, with my co-producer Alex Martin Blanton, and even my background vocalist Kader Greiton or Empress Kader, who added their own flavor. Yeah, it was just yeah, and for me, it's being led. So I'm led by spirit and by guidance, higher guidance. So I know this particular one,
Mm-hmm.
yes. But there are some others that I would need some bigger heads in terms of experience.
Got you.
But I certainly will make sure that it has the signature and the energy and the vibration that that is the intent. Always keeping focused on what intentions are for every single thing and ensuring that down to the mixing and mastering and the scale of music that is used. Very important because it's a responsibility for me.
Wait, you said down to the mixing, the mastering, and the scale of music?
Yes.
As
One of the
in
things that
the
I've
key
learned,
that the music
especially on my
is done
spiritual
in?
walk, is that sound is powerful. The body responds to sound. And there are some sounds that are uplifting and healing, and there are some sounds that are discordant or dissonant or really is off in terms of how the body like, I don't like this sound. Even though you may feel like you want to dance to it, your body is like, mm-mm. And then there are some songs that you just naturally, ooh, your body just responds. So
the feel good
there's a
music.
particular scale. Yeah, yeah. Because for me, it's again, music is a whole paradigm of what I am about as Xayla Trinity and discuss as well. Xayla Trinity Empowerment Services.
I don't think we have time to get into
I
all of
told you
it,
it was multidimensional.
But there we people can find a bit of a discussion between you and I, looking through
Mm-hmm.
the archives on kevinstew.com, and you will find Tina Simone on there. And for those of you, of those who would say, but wait, so she's Tina Simone, but she's Xayla Trinity. What? She have multiple personalities? She's schizophrenic? What's going on here? Let's go ahead and clear that up before it starts, please, if you would.
Tina Simone is the government's name.
You
It
mentioned
is
it
not
earlier.
unusual for performing for artists or persons who have taken on a public figure persona, not not something false, not in my case anyway, to have writers a name or a name that you're going to perform as. When you get into the business of music, sometimes that is there are some advantages and disadvantages of doing that. For me, Xayla Trinity, me performing as Xayla Trinity is something that I decided on fairly recently because I was tiptoeing between whether using my government name or not. But for me, the entire transformation and metamorphosis that I have undergone and how I came across the name Xayla, Xayla, it was only fitting that that would be the name for me, the public figure performing, sharing, empowering, provoking, evoking, and teaching, even challenging. So I'm Xayla Trinity.
Provoking, evoking.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yes, because there's a distinction for me between you have inspirational music, you have gospel music.
Right, right.
Empowerment for me is not just only about feel good, like fly, like put you on a high. Especially as a natural teacher that I am and a life coach. Sometimes it is important to also shine a light on how we disempower ourselves and taking full responsibility for it and not necessarily blaming others. So some of the songs that I'll be presenting can be a little bit hard hitting. It's not a matter of let me slash you. It's more like wake up. What are you doing? You really want to do that? I'm sure this is choice you really want to make. So that's not going to be, oh, you really should do that. No. Sometimes a good teacher has to be the antagonistic teacher, the teacher that will give you the attention because you didn't take full responsibility or you didn't put enough effort in your work. So that's empowerment. I'm not trying to keep it down, but I'm not going to sugarcoat some things that I may determine can help you. And remember that determination is something, if someone is going to partake in what I'm offering, then you're giving me permission to do that.
Right.
You know, with all due respect. Because people may not like it. And that's okay. It's for the persons that I write it for who will take it on. So I can be a sweetheart. And I can be off in your face and like, what you doing? Stop the foolishness. Cut it out. Let's move on to some higher heights. Up level, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a mommy vibration, yeah?
Okay, mommy. We're not talking about the rap. We're not talking about the one wrapped up and put in the tomb for centuries. We're not talking about that moment, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm just owning who I am. That's who I am.
Well, you can be my mama. You know.
You gotta get sent to your bed. No, go to your bed early.
You
Come
know.
off of the phone. Come off of the
internet. I would happily go, but let me leave it alone.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I know, I know. So
Mm-hmm.
when you were writing Fly,
Mm.
what was it? Were you going through something? Did you know someone going through something? Is it something that you saw happening around you? What was going on when you were writing Fly?
Fly is based on a poem that I wrote.
Mm.
And I was actually reminiscing about it. I saw an ad for a seminar about money management. And I felt I needed some help where that was concerned. So I signed up for the seminar, a weekend seminar. Go with my notebook and everything, Only to find out it was more of a coaching seminar, not directly about finance and investments and all of that, but more so our relationship to money. You know, some of us have these limiting ideas about money is the root of all evil and this negativity. So it was more of a law of attraction kind of coaching thing. And I'm like, what is this? I never signed up for this. But then, of course, I paid for it. But I was
So
like,
you did sign up for it,
oh, yeah, yes, and I never realized what I signed up for. Yes.
right?
And it was a wonderful learning experience. And it actually was a bit of a catalyst for me to go, wow, I didn't even realize that I had this kind of thing and this kind of attitude. And we had a break, and I actually had a book with some butterflies on it. That was my notebook.
Mm.
And I just started to, it's a right picture as well. I wrote, this was my shortest poem I wrote. And it was just looking at the butterflies on it because I felt at that point that something is going to fundamentally change for me. I had no idea what it was. And then I called it the butterfly goddess. How you go again? The butterfly has become. She slowly opens her wings, letting them dry in the newfound sun. The sky is limitless like the bounty that awaits. Fly, butterfly, fly. And in my whole journey into me, my intimacy, my spiritual intimacy, coming into knowing of myself and knowing of the God in me. That was the poem that really helped me through times that became confused. And I just looked at it and I just knew that that's exactly where I'm going to end up. So it was probably a prophetic little little poem.
Right.
And that was the whole journey. And then when I started to see the light at the end of the tunnel, I saw what this thing really is about, and then I wrote this song.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long after the poem did the song come?
11 years.
That's some metamorphosis.
Dude. Listen, when you're in the middle of that, you're like, that's what the song. Am I really free to be really me, the real me? You feel like, what am I doing? Am I really fooling myself? It was very, very confusing and very long, but it was worth every second because this now is the culmination of all of that blood, sweat, and tears, if you want to put it that way. I had to really find myself. I didn't even realize that I was lost. I was literally living a life based on expectations of others and wondering why I was happy and unhappy and resentful. I didn't even know that I was unhappy and resentful. So I had to come to terms with that, do a lot of healing within, a lot of accepting. And sometimes, and part of it is going to those other persons and say, look here, this is not why I'm in. So if you don't like it, all right. And sometimes that, involve family members and very, very, very close friends. But I'd be like, that's why I look to the song say, how will I pay when I have to say goodbye to the lonely way? But there's no turning back. It's not an option. And though my heart is filled with so much scared emotion, I dare to dream. I believe in me with all my might. So dramatic, no.
Yeah, it
But I
kind of
think
does.
this is something on different levels that a lot of us can relate to. So it's just important to share it.
It does sound dramatic, but it also it sucks you in, and it's very relatable.
Exactly.
And I think that is what makes it so, I guess, acceptable, so easily to it makes it so easy to catch on to, because it is a little bit, it's a catchy little song. Well, partly
Okay.
because a big part of the chorus is just fly, one word, one three letter word.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it is catchy. I don't know, especially me being the person who was co-creating it. It's kind of difficult to gauge how. I guess that wasn't a concern. I was so concerned about getting it out, and then now I'm looking at others' reaction to it. But I'm glad that yes, I'm glad that it's relatable because I want to be a relatable person.
Okay, so I got carried away with the time and all that. I'd like for you to please
Oh my God.
give your contact information and that website that people can go and get their free copy of this song, Fly. You have like
You
you
want
have
me to?
like 40 seconds.
Okay, Instagram. Once you go on my Instagram page, you get access to all the other details. So it's at Xayla, Xayla underscore JA on Instagram. For some reason, when I put it on Google search, it's not coming up. We're all trying to deal with it, but it's at Xayla underscore JA. You'll see the link to the website where you can get your free download because this is for a limited time only. And you'll see all the other shenanigans that me, Xayla Trinity, what I'm about. The coaching and the writing and the chatting.
Okay, we can work with it. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break, go off on quick commercial break, and when I come back, I'm gonna play the song in its entirety for everyone. Since you hear the story behind the song and you got to know the person behind, you get to hear the song in its entirety once again. Check her out, Xayla JA on Xayla underscore JA on Instagram. But
Thank you
definitely,
so much,
definitely check her out.
DJ Kev.
You're
And
very
continue
welcome.
what you're doing.
I,
Much more blessings are there for you to come.
I thank you. I thank you. You know, I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, it's worth it. 11 years? Okay, yeah, it's going to be worth it.
All right. Catch up with you in a few. All right. Take
All
care. Have a
right.
good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you
Bye,
for the time again.
everyone.
All right. Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, Xayla Trinity. Fly.